Yeah. You know, we've been talking about living in the last days, you know, and watching hell unfold right here in front of us. You know, but when the truth is on the manifest, falsehood must flee, you feel me? Brothers, we living in hell, can you tell? Just take a look around. Trumpets blown, but then we hear the sound. I guess we still wait. It's heaven visited, witness my word. Let's free our souls from this penalty. Brothers, we living in hell, can you tell? Just take a look around. Trumpets blown, but then we hear the sound. I guess we still wait. It's heaven visited, witness my word. Let's free our souls from this penalty. I see no future as an adolescent. My head was solid and still, so my mother was stressing. Cursed with this blessing on September the 22nd. I was convicted from the boom as a young felon. Daily rebellion, see my only father was my crew. A group of thoroughbreds, a few bad, but they was true. And I think the law for pulling me through. Despite the madness, I'm never neglecting the youth. And sleeping masses, we bleed from a single wound. So why not heal together? Cause in the meantime, it's getting better. But see, this game won't last forever. I seen a change in their policies. So pay attention to my prophecies. And please, let's give the babies a chance to grow and breathe. Then with these loads, we can feed more. Believe, when will we ever learn to love ourselves and see it? Hell is a cell filled with black brothers, we living in hell, can you tell? Just take a look around. Trumpets blown, but then we hear the sound. I guess we still wait. It's heaven visited, witness my word. Let's free our souls from this penalty. Brothers, we living in hell, can you tell? Just take a look around. Trumpets blown, but then we hear the sound. I guess we still wait. It's heaven visited, witness my word. Let's free our souls from this penalty. The greatest wars within being we all sin. But then and again, let's check them foes we consider friends. Cause like casino, they flip when the issue is chips. But rather than slip out, be secure, so I'm fully equipped. And it's a trip, is right or wrong, we'll be labor Vegas. Let's congregate in commemoration, respect your elders. Maybe this life will be the one to bring your Savior's day. If you consider this hour to flee, I lead the way. Knowing this world is crooked, why do we deviate? Missing the mark by miles because of arrogance and self-hate. But I guess we see it in our own time. See, nothing profits a man lacking his own mind. It's a terrible thing to waste, brothers. We need power. Our resurrection is rising above the ways of haters and cowards. See, the beast devoured the lost sheep, roaming alone. So it's a must that we protect our own. Brothers, we living in hell, can you tell? Just take a look around. Trumpets blown, but then we hear the sound. I guess we still wait. It's heaven visited, witness my word. Let's free our souls from this penalty. Brothers, we living in hell, can you tell? Just take a look around. Trumpets blown, but then we hear the sound. I guess we still wait. It's heaven visited, witness my word. Let's free our souls from this penalty. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You there, my brother?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. We just wanted to open it up with a grand draw, man, on the entertainment or edutainment trip. And what I'm doing right now, Islam, brother Bati Bey. I'm finna go ahead and tap you in, brother. I'm gonna make sure I got your everything up here because I want to put the image up here and let people know. And I want to give you this link so that you can also share the link with everybody else as well. And then we'll proceed on from there. We want to make sure as many as people possible can get this special link. Let me see here. Okay. Many as people possible. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna drop that on you. And while you speaking and introducing the people in a minute, I'll be dropping the links on everybody else as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So okay, I'm dropping it in your inbox right now. Okay. And then I'm finna drop it on my main timeline. And then I'm gonna just open up and put your image up here that we promoted. And I'm gonna let you demonstrate your spiel. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Okay. So and this is gonna be a grand drawing, brother. I can already see you got a lot to bring to our people and give them some insight on that.
Yeah.
The sister just hit me in the inbox too. And she responding through a lot of this stuff as well. Okay. Come on now. Well, while it's posting, it's supposed to be posting to your inbox.
Yeah, I just shared it.
You done shared it? Okay.
Yeah, I got the link.
Yeah, because it's still doing posting on here. So what I'm gonna do in my side then, yeah, I'm gonna go into the other area then, and because I wanna also open up with this active chat and let them see, because they still fire me up right now. I done started something with the other brothers. They going in over there in Africa. Yeah, that's crazy. The brother like, no, we got to set the record straight on this demonstration.
Yes,
yeah. Okay. Okay. So that should be done posted on my timeline by now. I'm gonna close that out, close that site there, and then go into this new window. It should be on my page. But sometimes I don't know why, but they take a little longer to put things up. I don't know if it's because I'm online or something or what.
Yeah.
See, it's still saying post. Okay, there you go. It went straight up then. There we go. Okay, here we go. Okay, now that we got that there, let me get you up here on the visual, so to speak, on as far as the flyer I put up here in the promo. And we're gonna let you go ahead and demonstrate. And I'm gonna be dropping these links on everybody while you demonstrate.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Let's see here. We're gonna open this up. And let me know that you see my screen when you see it.
Oh, I won't be able to see it. I'm on my phone, so I can't open up another tab. But
Okay.
I'm ready to put out info.
Okay, well, I got you up here. I just got the flyer up here, brother. And okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna mute myself out. You still should be able to hear you talking though. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna test it. I'm gonna see on my TV. I can tell if I still got audio for you, and that way, cause I don't want you to be talking and then they can't hear you either.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm still trying to get used to this live with different multiple people. I do it with myself all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. There we go. We right there. I'm gonna mute myself out. And you, brother. Peace,
Okay.
brother. I'm Sumat Bay. Y'all share this link, Moors. Get this demonstration out there, because we got some grand draw and we're gonna put on the manifest. All right, you got it, brother. Hey, pardon self, brother. You're gonna have to start back over because they didn't hear you. I see it. So I gotta keep my mic open so they can hear you. Hey, pardon self, brother. You're gonna have to start back over because they didn't hear you. I see it. There you go. I gotta keep my mic open so they can hear you.
I'm here today to express that it's an agenda going on. That people is placing the letters NGA, which the pronunciation Naga, in many cultures throughout sub-Saharan Africa to connect Bantu with other ethnic groups and other speech, other grammar, other scripts. As to the far point that you have people trying to connect Igbo to the Hebrews in the Bible. And I'm going to show you that the Hebrew in the Bible are Greek. The scripts that is getting used is Greek scripts. You have a tribe, NGWA. It's a tribe in the Igbo nation. So the nation is not NGWA. It's a tribe named NGWA. And that would mainly be NGW. Not just NG or NGA. That would be NGW if you only using the continent. Because the W itself would make a vowel sound. W. The U. It could make a U sound. So you will see NGU. Not NGA, not Naga, not the same Naga that is in India. So let's break down some people misnomer and misinterpretation. When we go into the Niger River, the Niger River is a Semitic word. That is not the word that they named their river. That is a Semitic word that Europeans came and transplanted in this culture. As to the point that you see in the Semitic language, a river, it would be N, W, N. In the Bantu language, the Egyptian language, NWN mean nut, mean fish, water. And that script itself, if you look up that script, nut, the same God, nut, that is a Greek word, a Greek transliteration. Why is that so? When we look at the Coptic, my pronunciation gonna be a little off, but Coptic, Egyptian Coptic. The grammar, not just the script, but the grammar. When you look into the grammar of the Coptic script, that's the Egyptian script before the Arabic came. That's the script that the common people was using and still using. They have influx of Greek loan words that they only had in Greek. They added to the vocabulary. When scholars look deeper into things, you will understand that it's not the Greeks that stole information. It's when the Western civilization got the Rosetta Stone, they used Greek to compare the hieroglyphs. So they use every name in every word that people say is Egyptian is really a Greek pronunciation of word. So when one even look at Nagas, the king of Ethiopia, that word came into the Ethiopian vocabulary in the AD. It's a history that word came into the vocabulary because it was a Persian word. That word came from the Mesopotamian, which was Semitic. After the Romans got defeated by the Persians, we have words showing that the connection that these people interwove different words. You have NWN. You feel nothing. That's not NGA. You have NHR, which mean river. If you spell N-A, you put the vowels, N-A-H-R or N-H-N-A-H-A-R, that means river. That word means river in a Semitic term. So they took a Semitic word and brought it as a loan word in West Africa. If somebody say Niger River is connected to Nagus, how is that so when one is a river? And Niger River do not have no connection, and if it do have connection to N-I-G-G-E-R or N-I-G-E-R, which came from Latin, which is an Indo-European language, how did the European script got into that language? Loan words, trade words, colonized words that recently got introduced, not BC, not 30,000 BC, but recently in the AD, or you could say CE, current era. Somebody would say, Henry, you say these words are Semitic. How the Semitic is with the Greek? You say it's Greek. You confusing us. Okay. When you see the history of the development of the script, not the language, not the grammar, but the script, you see that the script of the Greek came from the Phoenician, which the Phoenicians themselves was the grandparents or the parents of the Greek. So you will say the Hebrews, all through the Bible, worship Greek gods and had Greek culture because they was Greek. So now, for the Greeks for the modern term to put the Greeks into perspective, into a history term, they started adding Greek words. The title of a river is different than the title of a king. A king, which you would say is, they say, Netter, Sinetta, Manetta. The Netters mean God. No, you feel? It mean a person who is observing. You would be the God to nature when you observe nature, to see nature, to watch nature, to God over nature. That is nature, the force. You feel? Nature observe us and we observe nature. When you observe the wind blow, it's a force. You can feel it. You can see it. You can observe it. It might not be fully into matter. It's a gas. But you can observe the effects that wind, when it blow the leaves, you know that the wind is there because it's a power, and that is the netters. There's nothing to do with God, king, anything of the such. That is modern term when they took the L-E-L out of Semitic and tried to find a term in the Egyptian hieroglyph to fit their agenda of the Hebrew. So we have in some cultures, Naga. Nowhere in the culture of any African tribe that they say a Naga is a snake. And the snake is a human being. No, you find that in India. You find the Naga which spell N-A-G-A in India. It have a connection with India and Ethiopia, but no connection between Ethiopia and India with West Africa. Showing tribal influence. Did the Igbo have a script? That's what people got to understand. Did the Igbo have a script before the European came? No, the Igbo did not have a script. You taking grammar with somebody say, okay, I'm a say a word, okay? You got people who would say Deutschland. You is Dutch and you is from Deutschland. Somebody who say that know them people or of them people, because in English, we don't call the people Dutch and we don't call that land Dutchland. We call it Germany and we call them German. So it's always a term that people give themselves, and it's a term that outsiders give people that they come into. So when we look into the Greek culture, we see Nagawis. And in the Greek culture, Nagawis was the enemy of the Indo-European. So we taking a name that an enemy put on for indigenous onto ourselves and just changing words around in grammar to fit our own agenda. We know that you cannot know hieroglyph, you cannot know the Egyptian language without Greek. Somebody say, oh, the Coptic, the Coptic language. You cannot understand Coptic without Greek because that is a Greek script. And another thing is this, in Ethiopia, there is more than 36 ethnic groups in Ethiopia. I'll say 10 or 15 of them groups would speak the same language. Different ethnic groups, but they speak the same language because trade language, and you gotta communicate with other tribes around you, so they create a lingua franca language, a trade language. And Greek, the Phoenician language was a trade language. So we use a universal language, trade language that people use to communicate with other groups as basic to determine ancestry. That's a problem. That's a problem. You cannot use language to determine somebody's ancestry, because when the Greeks took over Egypt, the Egyptians became Greek because they started speaking Greek. They started having children with Greek. Their society, their empire, their culture became Hellenized. So the Egyptian became Hellenistic. The so-called Jews, their whole story is Hellenized. That Bible is Hellenized. When someone say Hellenized or Hellenistic, it means Greek. The Greeks call themselves Hellenized, Hellenistic. They don't call themselves Greek. They call them Hellenists. When they came and stuff, and people say, oh, the Greeks stole this, the Greeks stole this, the Greeks stole this. I'm sorry to tell people that the Greeks didn't steal nothing. Modern people would not be able to interpret the Egyptian language without Greek. It took the Greeks to help people to understand Egyptian. So when people start saying nut for water off a fish, that's a Greek word. When people say netta, sinetta, or manetta, they are speaking a Greek word, long words from Greek. That's why they could go in there and see nature. They can see the Greek, the Indo-European, and the English language from nature to netta because it was already in that language group. It's not no Bantu word. It's not an ancient, these words is not ancient. And when people take the vowels out and only look at the continent, you have in Semitic language, NWB. NWB means to represent or a deputy. If somebody represents you, that's like a senator or a king. A king, Nabu. Nabu. You feel when some Amu Naki. You feel? Nabu. Nabu. Break that down to the continent, take away the A and take away the U, you have NWB. That's a ruler. That's where the word king come from in the Semitic language. NWB. So you got in the Semitic language NWB from Upper Semitic language. So how will you tie in NWB with NTR? And you also have NTU. NTU is the pronunciation that they give the Naga of Western Africa, which they don't call themselves Naga. Nowhere close to Naga. The tribe is NGWA with a whole nother pronunciation. The pronunciation is nowhere close to Naga. When one sees the Igbo group and you see the Bantu expansion is actually telling you, boom, the Bantu was here. And then they finally moved to mingle and take over territory. If you look at the history of the Bantu, they say that 2,000 years, 2,000 to 3,000 years ago, the Bantu left West Africa. If they just left West Africa 2,000 to 3,000 years ago, how was they living in Egypt when the pyramids is older than 2,000, 3,000 years? These people are different people. The Bantu people, when they left out in a span, they already had people in different parts of Africa. The sand people, they finding DNA to show other groups in different parts of Africa that do not have connection to the Bantu. People trying to take a language, a Semitic language group. They tell you that Afro-Asiatic, that's a Semitic family. The Semitic family roll in that group. Is with the Bantu group. Bantu is not a language group. Bantu is not a language group. Bantu is not a culture. Bantu only means the people. The people. I'm a people. I'm a Bantu. You're Bantu. We are all Bantu. But when scientists, outsiders, use the word Bantu, they want to connect it to a language, connect it to a DNA, clump all these people together. Bantu script? There's no Bantu script. The hieroglyph is not a script. It's a pictogram. You got scripts to describe the pictogram, but the scripts in Ethiopia is Ge'ez. Ge'ez have a lot of influence from Coptic and Greek. They'll tell you the Bible in Ethiopia have a lot of Greek influence. And people coming around here trying to connect Igbo to the Egyptian with a Semitic word, with a Hebrew word, with an Arabic word. That's very confusing and that's very misleading. Or you have an agenda to say that the Hebrew was African. They've been in Africa for forever. That's the agenda. When you look into the Bible and out top the gods, the stories, it's Baal worship. Even the Bible name itself comes from Greek. Even if you don't believe in the Bible and say Hebrew, the Hebrew is in Africa. The only mention of a so-called people called Hebrew is mentioned in the Bible. There's no temple, there's no cities, there's no town, there's no structures on the wall that represent a Hebrew nation. So it got Igbos today claiming to be Hebrew. It got Igbos today claiming to be Hebrew, which the Hebrew Bible is a Greek book in the first place. So you have people blackwashing and romanticizing, making a culture bigger, better, irrelevant to everything, my brothers and sisters. And even in there's places called NAGA, NAGA, Nagaland. There's two Nagalands that I know of. There's one Nagaland which is in the Philippine island. And another Nagaland is in Burma, or you could say Malaysia. And when you research and look up Nagaland, these people do not call themselves Naga. But when the European came along, everybody who lived in that land, and they have certain words. Each group has certain words that they learn from each other to communicate. So by them trading and communicating, became one group, which in Nagaland. So the people became Naga. We have outsiders giving people names. And when you connect the outsider name with an outsider word, and that outsider word is in a whole nother location, you really got to think, is these culture connected? Is they got loan and trade words? Or is these people family that broke off the same family tree? That's where everything get very scary. And that's where the lies come from. And I ask somebody, like, if you representing a tribe, if you say you Bantu, if you say you Israel, if you say you Igbo, show proof. Showing proof don't mean to try to connect pictures and information together to show that these people existed and existed a long time. No, your mission would be, if my father was from Haiti or Jamaica, I must go and look for immigration records to prove that he came from them places. If he was born here in America, I must have paper to show that, so forth. People cannot play on a slave note. And, oh, my people in slavery, we knew who we was, our culture. That cannot be so. Because there was many tribes, many blood fusion, many interracial marriage and sexual relationships. So we must understand, when did these individuals who calling themselves Igbo, who live in America, finally realize that they was Igbo, and what connection, if any, do they still share with their culture? Do you get any special ritual markers? Do you get a tribal name? Do you have a tribal elder? Not just stuff that you find on the internet. Have you visit Igbo land? Made a pilgrimage? So these things have to be known, because somebody could find a culture and say, hey, I am kin to the people of Uganda, because the Uganda people claiming to be Hebrew, but there's record to show that English people came into Uganda and taught them the Jewish faith, so they could try to mark that land to say that was Israel. Even the Jews themselves did not know the original land that they came from, because they was willing to settle in Uganda and Kenya. They was ready to settle in Tanzania. They was ready to settle in many places. So if they was to settle, the Jews, the European Jews, was willing to settle in Africa without any archaeology to show that they came from them area. So they must have created a cover story to blend into the culture. And that's what we have. We have African American people claiming to be something that they're not. But I'll tell you one thing. There's one word outside of that Naga word that transcended all the nations, because these people was very good traders. They trade in all type of goods and merchandise. That was the Moors. You find the name Moor in India. You find the word Moor in the Philippines, and it's a direct group that they direct. The people themselves tell you the origin of the Moors. It's a history behind it. You feel? When you look up the Naga in the Philippines, there's no history that connect them to any group in Africa. But when you see the word Moor or Amore or Amor, you find that in India. You find that in North Africa. You find that around the world. But you don't find the word Naga around the world. You don't find the word NGA or NGS around the world. So, yeah, that's what I have for right now. Any questions or anything, feel free.
Oh, man. Brother, you done set this demonstration on fire over here, brother. You know, and you came straight out the head, you know, because the brother ain't able to share his phone screen, so we just had an image up there, people. But this brother comes straight off the head, and I can demonstrate the same way. And he pretty much came behind and confirmed the same thing we said last night. See, now this is how you're able to bridge gaps. This brother came and gave some history to show our people oneness. He showed us what is and what ain't. You know, and I actually took some notes too, brother, on some things you said that was real powerful that I think our people could be able to draw from. Because we know the word God, we use it for the supreme being, but we know that's just an English interpretation. So, and I've been saying this for years, because I used to go back and forth with our NOI family, not the NOI family, but our Sunni family.
Yeah.
Because they would be upset with the 5%ers in the NOI saying that they were God. And I would tell them, you know, that the word God has always represented man, you know, according to the Europeans' definition in their dictionary. You know, they always demonstrated that. And they gave many different definitions of gods. Gods being molded from idols and all types of stuff. And I would tell them that the word God, when it's translated, however, is not to be understood as the word, you know, that represent the original script. You know, this is just our way of describing it. You know what I mean? And so go ahead.
The closest, I'm sorry, the closest thing to God is Father.
That's right. And we draw
because when one seek the word God, okay, when I said earlier, Nu, N-A-B-U, which is the continent, N-W-B. It means to represent or as a deputy. You feel? What that means is to represent. Who represents you when you are a child? Your mother and father. That's when right. You become an adult, you then become a representative of yourself.
That's right.
And then when you have children, you then become a representative of them.
That's right.
And the cycle go on. That's right. That's where the word God come from, as someone to represent you as the father, the house, the head. The head. When you see a poster or a sign, you don't see nobody showing their butt saying this Mr. blank, blank, blank. You see that butt, or you see that hand, you see that feet, you see that face.
That's
their
right.
face, their head represents you.
Mm-hmm.
The head, the A-B, Abba, is the same in Indonesia as Bapa. Bapa, Papa, Paran, all mean father.
That's right.
And when you look up the essence of Bapa, I'm gonna spell it for y'all. It's B-A. B-A-P-A. Bapa.
Right.
B-A-P-A.
Right. Sound like
When
how
when you look up Bapa in Indonesia, the etymology of that word connect you to Rama.
right. I'm
So
familiar with that.
Yahweh is Rama. The God, the God El is Rama, and Rama mean the father and the mother because you got Ra, which is the unseen air, what we breathe, which is what we said early. To see, we see, but we see the wind acting, we observe it, but we do not see the full essence because it is hidden from us. That's Amun Ra. Amun Ra is Zeus Amun, which Yahweh is Zeus Amun, and Zeus Amun is Amun Ra, which mainly mean the Father.
Well, hold up, brother. Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Because actually, I want to give you a drawing with that. Because I'm drawing where you come from. Because we teach in the Moorish paradigm, for example, Allah is the Father of the universe.
Yes.
You know, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. So I'm with you on that wholeheartedly. But the thing you said about Netter being an observer of nature, that's powerful, because if you ever seen the pictorial, graph, so to speak, it shows the Netter observing. And matter of fact, he has a flag planted in front of him. And so you made a good point when you followed up and you said the glyphs are not a script but pictograms. And you, that's what I've been telling them. Last night I told them this Greek language, and in fact, I understand what you were saying, because see, what they call Greek really come from Coptic, and they only took 6 alphabets.
No,
they took
Coptics came from Greek. That's the other way around.
Hold up. I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna give you something to see exactly what I'm trying to show you here, and you'll see why I'm showing you this. Because you got to remember the 3 languages now. If you go into Egyptian, it was Hieratic, and we ain't talking about the hieroglyphics. We're talking about Hieratic, Demotic, and Coptic. That's the way they originated. And they tell you that the so-called Coptic come from Greek. This is the point I've been making. But in all actuality, the Coptic was the language, and they took the form Greek and took 6 alphabets out of the Coptic. That's the difference in between what they call Coptic and Greek. So those 6 alphabets that they took out of the Coptic, they call their alphabet Greek. You see what I'm saying? Because the Coptic go up to about 30-something. The Greek go up to about 20-something. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so they look exactly alike because they, in essence, are the same language, but they called it Greek to make the people think that they were as ancient as our people. So now when they translate a Bible, they call it Greek instead of calling it Coptic. And now they got you thinking that they was the ones who translated, when in all actuality they hijacked the language. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I was showing them the pictures. Let me show you this real quick.
And before Alexander the Great even went into Egypt, they had many pharaohs of Egypt giving cities to the Greeks.
I agree with you.
Creating port city and moving people into Greece.
And this was after the time of the Hyksos, to let the masses that's listening to us know. Because the Hyksos had to come on to manifest, and then the Greeks. This was after the time of the Libu, who they called the Putite, some people, under Pharaoh Ramesu III, who was known as Usimera. You know what I mean? After them came your so-called Alexandrians and all this here. Remember, they had the library. You know what I mean? And even the cross. See, that's how they hide things. The cross was adopted from a Coptic symbol. Copta is actually known as Hecopter. You got Heka at the root and Ta. Ta, which is one of the oldest deities of Kemet. So the word Coptic is really Greek. The C-O-P-T-I, that demonstrate. That's what that's their so-called Greek way of saying it. But it's really Hecopter, which is H-E-K-A, and Ta. That's the original way that it was said before it became what they had. But you can see the connection to that word Coptic as well, if you pay attention to the way it's stated. But then they had what they call Egyptus, which is they come up with the word and they took that back to the Hecopter as well. And then they later called Egyptus Egyptian. You see that, witches went right back into their so-called Greek demonstration. You see what I'm saying? So it's a lot of playing on the people, and you demonstrated greatly when it came to the etymology here. You know what I mean? I got the drawing. I mean, you put it out there. That's why I had to emphasize on them things that you stated, because they were very important. And you gave them a grand drawing when you told them that the word more was all over the place. And I demonstrated that to them last night. And in the other meeting. But, unfortunately, you got people want to believe what it is they believe. But what I want to ask you, my brother, because me and you had a conversation way outside of this where we was on opposing sides and everything. And it was scholarship. It wasn't no going back and forth. We wasn't trying to tear each other down. None of that. We had a good measure and that was over with. And I know you was drawing with those brothers. Can you give me some insight, brother, and let the people know how you found out that this demonstration that they was pulling on was a hoax? Because you sound like a brother that just went and did your research and the light came on, and now they looking at you like you blowing the whistle now. You know what I mean? Go ahead, brother. Let the people know how you came through that.
I'm gonna let the world know reality. Because I was a member of this so-called Reuben King Naga. Reuben, I was a member of his group. I was, you could say, Secretary of Defense. I was mainly, my job was to spy on group members and outside people to make sure intelligence was gathered. Wow. To make sure that the group not going out and start mess with people and bringing them people against us, or people in the group spying, giving information to other people, and also for me to build them a YouTube channel and much more. But we had a falling out. But in the process of being a member, I started to research the word Naga because it is good for everybody before you go into an organization, before you progress in life. You got to know where you heading, what information you have, what that information leading you toward. When I start researching and start dealing with the people in Naga, I see that it's a conspiracy. You have Reuben, a good friend of JJ 3000 or 2000, 7000, whatever. JJ, people know. He's a friend. So they will do scheming and plotting to whoever wins. Most likely, Reuben won y'all debate over lies, over stuff that people don't research and don't know nothing about. Reuben won.
So how does that work? I mean, when you say that they set it up or whatever, I mean, how does that work? So if JJ and Reuben's our friend and Reuben come to JJ and say, hey, I need a debate. JJ going like, hey, sure, you want to get your debate. It already rigged from the beginning. You hate my friend. You dislike my friend. You debating my friend. I will make sure my friend show you that you is weaker than my friend. That's how that works. Gotcha. You would never won. No one ever face Reuben will ever win. So, even a guy named Kansu asked him this question. I don't want to know the history of the Nagas or the history of the Igbo. I want to know, what is your connection to the Igbo? And he cannot do that.
That's the greatest fear he could never produce.
The same question I asked him,
that connect him to Nigeria.
So the same question I asked him, another brother asked him basically?
Yes, many people ask him, what connect you to Nigeria? Wow. If you say, what connect you to Nigeria, he'll try to come up with a softball thing like, oh, that's not the name of the area. That's a modern name. But stupid, you know the geological location I'm talking about. Give me your family that came from that geological location. He cannot do it.
Wow. So question, you said they had you moving around like the security, I guess the one that was getting the intel. What, I mean, like what would make them send you out on going to get intel? Would you go to like a particular people, if it's somebody that they just catching some type of conflict?
No,
they'll be like, hey,
my
go
mission
get that.
was to spy on all Lion Den members.
Oh, spy on all and spy in what ways?
Gather information, so we could debate people, look up their information and try to debug their information, attack them, like troll them. Like if somebody disagree with Ruben, we'll go on a trolling mission like Naga World Order. We'll take over the whole back chat. We'll take over the feed.
Okay. Now I'm while you saying that, because my chat is open right now, and I'm actually in one of the chats and they in it. And I'm gonna show you that you saying the truth right now. And I didn't even know they was in this one here, right? But I seen them post and it came up on the screen while you were talking. You couldn't see it. Yeah. But they actually came up on the screen while you was demonstrating. I had to take it off of that picture and just repost the picture outside of that because I didn't want that to keep popping up on the screen.
Yeah.
But I actually have it in here where they are actually trolling right now. You know, as we speak, they're actually trolling, but they in a different one now. It's called When Two Worlds Collide.
Yeah, they in mini groups.
Okay. So I ain't even
like
really...
They got members in their organization you wouldn't even know because the member got a whole nother group. You hear the word Ampu Crew, you would think that's a whole separate group, but Andrew Ford is a member of Naga you a member of Naga, but y'all play the fence. So you have two friends that turn into two different groups, would debate each other. They know each other method to the point that it's a good showmanship. They working together to put on a show.
Wow. So basically all the while, all these people working together, like the Don King type demonstration.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. That's crazy. You know, and I'm going to show you something. You heard all that dinging going on in the background while you were speaking, right?
Yeah.
I think this is more important than going into those back chats. This is actually the brothers and sisters in the Igbo brothers and sisters. I'm gonna read it to you because you can't see it, and they've been trying to talk to me, but because I started the conversation before we started this conversation, and I'm gonna show you what's said. I'm gonna share the screen right now. You'll be able to see it. I don't know if you're looking at a computer on your computer. But if not, you will be able to see it even later.
Yeah.
Let me share this screen right here real quick. Man, this is something else here, man. Brother, I give honors to you for being honest and being real, man. Because that's what's gonna free our people. You know what I mean?
I'm like this. Okay. It's a lot of things out there. People could slander my name, give some detail, not all the information, but give some detail to give people prejudgment against me. Mm-hmm. I'm like this. I don't have no problem coming out in the open and saying, this is who I am. Right. You don't know me.
Right.
You only know what you heard then coming from the horse's mouth. And from the horse's mouth, it is up to you to interpret, is it true or should I go on my way? And if you go on by your way it will not hurt me. I will still be out here helping people. People do wrong in life, and some people make mistakes, and sometimes people just gotta grow.
Right. I agree with you, bro. Now I got right here in front of me. I'm gonna let you hear because this question and answer section is real hot right now with the Igbos. Oh. Now I asked this question and I got to share it on my screen. Are the Igbo people the same as the Nigerian and Tanzania? And I expect these people to answer it the way they answered it. One brother just answered a few minutes. He said this question is baseless. Now, one sister said only in Nigeria, no other country, right? And so I asked, well, then somebody said there are Igbo people in the equatorial Guinea in the region of Bioka. And then the sister said, okay, we don't know them. In fact, they are not well known, unlike the Igbos of Nigeria, right? Yeah. And so, see, they find in here now. It said the Igbo are the largest ethnic groups on the equatorial Guinea. And so I said, thanks. I say, next question. I say, are the ancient Nigerians known as Naga Ore according to your historical records? And somebody put a thumb up, but they didn't give me an answer. And then the sister asked, do they speak Igbo language, like Igbos in Nigeria? Yeah. I said, no, they are born in America and speak English. Then I say, they are not from Africa. And then another brother say the answer is yes, but with different dialect, just like we have different dialect in Biafra, and he was answering the sister, and that was actually saying that they just got Igbo peoples in different countries, not that they were the same people. She said, okay, are they Igbos? And then she said, the only true Igbo is the ones in Nigeria. So that will automatically cut these brothers out right there, because they saying
there's no homegrown raised Igbo tribe. There wasn't two Igbo brothers. One went to East Africa and one went to West Africa, and you got Igbos here and Igbos there.
Right.
Igbos are stuck in Igbo land, and they could travel around the world to different British empires, different parts of the former colony, but they are not native to them lands.
And that's what she's saying. And she went on to say this, brother, watch this. She said, I said, those claiming to be Igbo here were born in the United States. Then she said, oh, okay, but I think they should trace their Igbo origin if they are proud of it, not just saying it. And I said, okay, and I post a link to her, right? And so somebody even said that Tanzania are descendants of Igbo. They are Bantu. All Bantu are descendants of Igbo because Igbo is proto-Bantu. So this person said, I want us to know that Igbo is not only found in Equatorial Nigeria alone, Igbo is found in the Cameroon. And he basically telling you the places where the Igbo are in other parts of the world. But that's still not saying they are the same people, because everybody here are saying, okay, Igbo. Then they say Igbos are Igbos wherever. We understand that. I don't disagree with them on that. But we the other people gonna say, I say, so my question is very correct, my brother. And then the other people came behind. They said, anyway, Shah, it says people replying, you do not know much about their history. He said they don't even know their history of their village, talk more of if Igbos in other country. He said, so let those people that told you bring out their history record to back their claim. He said, so that we can learn if it is true. And so that's the thing. They asked the same thing you said. What your history, what your record to show that you these people? So I said this. I said this to him. I said I debated them a day before yesterday on this, and then somebody said this question is just weak to my spinal cord, because they think this is crazy for me to even have to ask them this question. So they laugh, and I say I'm LOL at these people as well, and so I laugh with them. And so here's another measure. This is another. They talking about call somebody. I don't know. Somebody look like they just throwing something in there. Somebody say, which kind of question is this? I want you to hear all this before you speak what they say. I'm gonna open it back up to you. It say, what kind of question is this? 2 people asked that question. They don't even know what it. They like it don't make no sense. And I agree, because I shouldn't have to ask them, is all these people from different countries the same people? So it don't make no sense. And I know it don't, but I'm asking them for clarity. Then I gave them the link to the video when they talking. So now one saying we all from the same source, from the children of mama on the earth. We agree with that, you know. So somebody just trying to be peaceful in our regards. Then somebody say yes, they are the same from that aspect. So these are people that's trying to pit our people as being peaceful. Somebody say throw more light on the post. And he said, you sounded confused. Just by me asking the question, they say you sounded confused. Why? It says, I say the people here in the U.S. is claiming this is confused, not me. There's a group calling themselves Bantu Naga Kushites, and they say they're of Igbo descent. And then
romanticized.
They say they may be right, bro. You know what I mean? This is what they saying. So a lot of brothers trying to say, you know, they're trying to be generous because they don't want to tear nothing down, and we ain't trying to tear nothing down. We just trying to get to the bottom of what they talking about, because there's no record to see it. And there was another measure here. One said your question should have been, are the Igbo tribes in other countries besides Nigeria? You see what I'm saying? And see, they talking about Igbo tribes. They're not talking about all of those together that I asked them about. I say, no, they are saying Igbo are Bantu Naga Kushites, and they are Tanzania and Nigeria. Then I say, I know that Igbo people are all over. And he said they could be all of the above, but we're not known as Igbo. We can understand what they talking about as far as dealing with the changing of the name in our people and all that there, but it still ain't substantiating their claim. So I say, but my point is, they are saying they are, and they are saying they are all the same. And I say, I know these are different tribes and countries. And they say the Igbos were the greatest victims of the slave trade presently, the one in Nigeria, and have spread all over the world. So they saying that the Nigerians participated in slave trade against the Igbo on that continent. So they said here, it say the relics in the presence of the Igbo lay along the Atlantic and Indian Ocean due to the European slave trade and colonialism as well. It say, but before that, they were interrelated tribes that were referred to as Bantus. So he just given a whole bunch of measures on here, and it's talking about different tribes as a collective. They were called a Bantu, but they wasn't called what they trying to make them. Then he said also, one brother said, no, that's not true. You know, to the question I asked him, are they all the same tribe? He said, no, that's not true. He said, but it is right in enough to see every black person as your brother. But they are all different tribes and languages among the black. So I gave him a hug icon on that. I see where he's coming from. But he said, no, that's not true. They are not the same people, but we should see each other as brothers. That's the whole thing where this come from, because I was trying to show them we won. We brothers, but they attacked me. And it go back to what you saying they do when they don't agree. They don't investigate you and come out there, they're going to go against you because you don't believe what they believe. And then, and so,
can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Is you an English man?
No, not at all. No.
But you talk English, right?
We speak the English language. That's right.
Okay, so I cannot listen to your language right now and determine where your history
come from. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So when they tie in the Igbo to the Bantu, they only looking at long words.
They're only
looking at words that they mingle with each other, because the Igbo ethnic group is outside. It's another branch of the Bantu language. Is not fully right there at the essence. It's not the beginning. Igbo language is not the beginning of the Bantu language.
Yes, sir. Now, here go a brother just hit me up. He said, I think the best approach is not about who wins the argument. And I'm the same way. That's what I feel. I told him that from the time we went in. It say, but rather to see the migratory patterns of the Tanzania and the Nigeria groups and if there are any similarities. You see what I'm saying? But see, they don't want to see that. They want to be like Naga over everything. You know what I mean? And that's why I was telling the brother when he said that we should see each other as brothers. I said, that's what I'm trying to get them to understand. I say, however, they are trying to claim. Go ahead.
Where is Tanzania?
You know exactly where it is. And the crazy
is that East Africa?
It's East Africa, but it's not Nigeria. And that's what I asked them during the discussion. How you gonna make them the same places?
Is Tanzania near Uganda?
You say is Tanzania near Uganda?
Yes.
Not in essence, no. It's a separation between them.
Yes, true.
Just like Nigeria, it's a separation between it's way far from the other place. That's why I like, bro, how you gonna say you Nigerian and Nigeria way over here, then you Tanzanian, and then you from the Horn of Africa? That's 3 different directions, bro.
Yes.
That's crazy. You know? And so yeah, that's why I was saying to the brother when he was talking about us being one. I say that's what I'm trying to get them all to understand. I say they, however, are trying to claim this lineage and declare all who are not of them their enemy. You know what I mean?
That's genocidal mentality.
So let me ask you a question. Because you've been there. You've been there. Why is it that they are on the attack against everybody that say they are not Naga? I mean, it's all right for them to make up what they want to make up.
I'm gonna put it in.
But are they trying to erase everybody else and make themselves the superior?
It's simple like this.
Go ahead,
my brother.
Go ahead.
TIP, Jay-Z, Dr. Dre came to me and say, "Hey, we gonna get you a music deal." But you got to go through all of these people to get this music deal.
Right.
But somebody in the judges is your friend picking you because they want to see you at the top because they're going to get benefit when you reach the top. So it's a conspiracy because it's for fame. It's not for knowledge. It's for the ego. It's for the ego. It's for the fame. It's for the notoriety. It's not for the people.
So you saying they don't even care about the migratory patterns and none of this stuff we talk about is just to really get exposure.
Yes. And if you go against what they saying, you're an enemy. Then sitting here discussing information, they rather fight you because you not elevating their stance. They got a stance. They push that stance. You come along and deny that stance. They do not have no solid foundation.
Wow.
So their mission, if they don't have no solid foundation, you got JJ who got a so-called person who deal with Sinetta. And everybody know JJ and Sinetta friends. They might be fussing online, but they got each other numbers. If I hate somebody or dislike somebody, why would I let that person keep my number? Oh, they working together. Hate each other for the camera. Plan everything out. It's a script. It's a TV show. It's entertainment. No knowledge whatsoever coming. You think, oh, this is a good place where I can share my information. They're gonna give me the spotlight to share my information. It become a soap opera. It don't become a lesson. It become a soap opera because you hear people information, you hear people questioning, you hear some people duck the question. And Ruben's main question he would duck is, show me how you, Ruben, is connected to the Igbo. Don't show me how Igbo connected to all this ancient history that nobody could verify. Show me how you could verify yourself with this culture.
Right.
And if you can't show you, show me all your members. You got one member who's so-called from Egypt. You got one member who say he's Gutagichi. These are a few members in that group. If Gutagichi don't have nothing to do with Kush, so if Gutagichi say, oh, I'm Kush, there's some lies going on.
Mm.
If the Egyptian come around and say, yes, I got Igbo in me, that Egyptian just lied. Just like Reuben be lying and say, oh, I'm Igbo. Why? Because modern day Igbo don't really know their history because the British stole and destroyed their history. So a few of them is taking the identity of the Bible.
Got you. So you saying now it's crossing over into the Hebrew paradigm?
Yes. JJ Push, the Lion Den is actually the Lion of Judah. JJ, Judah, the Lion of Judah. Oh, Israel. That means they represent the Hebrew Israel, but not a camp. But Hebrew Israel, if that's the doctrine. So they need people to prove that the Hebrew story is true. And that's a lie. The Hebrew is the Greek. The Bible show that.
Wow.
You got in the New Testament, they giving praise to Apollo. You got in the Old Testament, they saying, we will not call Baal no more. We're gonna call him our husband. Our Lord gonna become our husband. The husband of the house is the head of the house. The Lord, the true ruler of the house.
Right.
So we got Greek, Mesopotamian informations in the Bible, which they pushing into Africa.
Wow.
The person who do that logistics, Matt Drewberry, he know the Igbo don't have no connection to the Hebrew. He know the Hebrew is a made-up people. But whatever fit the agenda, they're going to work together to make sure that information look good.
So basically, hold up, wait a minute. So you saying that basically when you go up against one of them, you really going up against all of them?
Yeah, they're going to work together to get information.
So they don't do their own research. So like what a name basically, Ruben didn't do his own research is what you're saying.
No, he don't. The only research you know is it possible that Ruben did himself is if you see picture with memes.
Right.
He loved making memes. He loved making like trolling posts. So if you see any post where information is patched together and it's not come from Wikipedia or no reliable source, but something that he put together, that's what he do. So
question. So you telling me it could be a possibility then, after everything I'm hearing from you, that when you go up against somebody in that platform, your judges might be some of the people that actually put that stuff together, bro?
Yes.
God almighty, no, that's crazy. That's crazy. So they're doing the research helping them. And so that makes sense, because if they did the research,
you go on Ruben page, I bet you Ruben don't have no loss. He don't have no loss. He gonna throw it in your face. Oh, you lost. I'm 7-0. I'm 5-0. I'm this and oh. How is that possible? Oh, you and JJ are friends. Y'all work together. I put information when I found your video when you debating Ruben. I put information that proved Ruben wrong, but they deleted it.
Wow. That's crazy.
It made sure they deleted the information, so I made sure I came and found you to tell you that they just lied to you and everybody in that video to have views.
Right, because I seen, see, they don't know, in one of the back chat videos, they was actually speaking against JJ. You know what I mean? And they was saying that, you know, they was talking about me and saying I was the reason the other room went dead. You know what I mean? So I think they might have been telling him that. You know,
so you're gonna be blamed for everything.
Yeah, they were saying that I brought all the. You remember I used to drop all that information in the thread. They say I killed the room, and I didn't know this. You know, I just ended up leaving or whatever because there was a lot of conflict going on. And
nobody asked you to be a Naga before that.
Nah, this before they started really kicking all the way off. You know, all I know is that, you know, I was listening to them and they were saying, they was explaining it in another video. And it's in the Lion Den thing now. And in it, they were saying that I killed the other room, you know, because I put all this stuff up in there, you know, and all this and everything else. And so they trying to rebuild it back up again. So
no, that's a lie. What it was is the information you were sharing, they did not want to go research it to verify it or to disprove it. The information you were sharing is something that they don't like. So it's a prejudice and bias against it. Gotcha. So they're going to attack it anyway. So
they don't want to hear it.
The debate to them is an argument,
right,
ready to happen, because it do not resolve the problem. Nobody really got the real meaning of anything.
I agree with you, bro, and that's why
it wind up going from a back chat argument with you and a few people to Ruben setting up a debate that he knew he was going to win. The debate happened. Now he happy and running around saying, "Oh, I won another debate."
And that's why I told him, I say, if he feel that way, you know, when we talked about it, because they jumped in the background all disrespectful. And I said, if you feel good about yourself knowing that y'all had a set deck, you know, I'm cool, because I came in there to teach my people. I don't care about a so-called win or lose. In every case, all the judges said it out their own mouth. They were saying that I believe the information you brought, but he presented this more, and it didn't have nothing to do with chronology. The whole thing was who was older, and I established who was older, you know, which he didn't. And it was something else. I wasn't mad. I wasn't upset about it. I just said I could feel, you know, exactly what you was just explaining they do, you know, and it's sad that they do that, but I'm like you, because we teach, you know, in the Moorish American government, my brother, you know, we don't debate, you know, we don't debate, you know, because debate is nothing more than an argument between two fools. You see what I'm saying? And I didn't consider that brother a fool, nor do I consider myself a fool. I'm a mastermind. I'm here to teach my people. Freedom is not a game of competition to me. So what I'm doing, I'm trying to free my people, unite my people. And like I say, we can't, like, see how me and you having a respectful conversation. You can't get there with them, because sooner you go to saying, you know, it's like they you know how people would stomp the bleachers in a certain place when they don't want to hear what everybody's saying. That's what they were doing, stomping the bleachers, basically. Go ahead, brother.
Look, just out my mind, because it's how my mind works. When you dealing with the people of India, they tell you Sanskrit is not the original script of these people.
I told your boy that too. I knew.
Because people from India, they had a script. It's not pictogram. It's not pictures like the Egyptian script. This script is a written script.
It's a written script, and I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's the same.
And their first written script was not Sanskrit. It was Tamil.
Yep. That's right.
So where did the Sanskrit come from? The Sanskrit came from invaders, outsiders.
Yep.
So okay, Naga is a Sanskrit word. What I said earlier.
But see,
outsiders name them people.
But see, they denied that. Remember, they used to say they was together, but when I got at them in the bite chat, you didn't hear it, but I got at them, bro. And then they say, nah, Naga ain't India. And they've been saying Naga was India ever since I remember them saying that. But they changed it when I debunked.
when you go look up the research,
Mm-hmm.
the Ethiopian is Semitic people
Mm-hmm.
that came from the coast of the Red Sea.
That's right.
All the way to the Persian Gulf.
Right.
Yemen, Oman, Saudi Arabia.
Right.
These people traded. All the way from Egyptian time, the Egyptians said that they had connection with the people from India.
That's right. That's right.
The people from Ethiopia got it in their religional book that Ethiopians went into India and created kingdom.
That was called the Indus-Kushite Valley Civilization, my brother. They came from the Mirakush. That's right.
So they got a connection between the Nagas of India with the people of Ethiopia.
And
but they do not have no connection with the Ethiopian with the people of the Niger River.
That's right. And see, they began to also, you gave the correct timeline. They were trying to make people believe like these people were so ancient. I say, man, these people is no more than about 2,000, to 1,000 years old as far as dealing with the time frame. And I showed them both civilizations because they trying to use the term Kush because Kush is ancient. And then say, okay, well, that means the Naga Kush. No, Naga Kush came way later. The original Kushites are ancient, but the Naga Kush came way later. The Nagus.
And what's so funny is them people did not call themselves Kush.
In a former time, they end up calling themselves something else. That's right.
Yeah, the people themselves called their area and called their people from Kerma. That's their capital. That's their city, Kerma. Before Monrovia, it was Kerma.
Which is also known as Camorra in certain languages. Yes, that's also where European got Lemuria
word
from.
For Kush, the main reason that they push that area for Kush is to show biblical reference.
That's right.
And when you look at biblical maps, they have a question mark with that Kush.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know if that Kush is connected with the Kush in India.
Yeah, it's always been a blurred line between the two. And to be honest with you, Kush was basically a term biblically that when they identified it, they tell you it was the same people that was in Arabia before the Arabs got there. And they was the same people in India. And they used it as a name to universalize all of them. But like you said, the root word is Meroy. You see, but Kerma is basically the ancient word that gave birth to that Meroy word. And the Kamarian also came up into the Mari, which also linked to Lumaria. A lot of people don't know that, but that's a whole nother measure. But it's definitely connected. In the teachings of the Hindu Kush, they talk about the Kamarians or the Kamaru, and the Kemites talk about them, Kamar, which was also a title, of those people. So I know where you're coming from, brother. That's real talk. But that's why we rewriting history right now. I'm getting ready to embark upon the journey of trying to transliterate, from the hieratic papyrus, and all of these things, Demotic, and some of the Coptic writings. I'm getting ready to go on that myself because I'm tired of going back and forth about European scholarship. You know what I mean? E. Wallace Buzz tell you that his stuff was limited. He looked forward to people trying to, write their own books anyway. You know what I mean? So a lot of them depended upon what he didn't even translate. The Coptic Christians translated his book, and then he took the credit for it. So that's a whole nother measure. So it's a bunch of stuff, but they take Wikipedia scholarship, brother, and make it seem like that it's the dominant scholarship. And I don't do that. I look at material. Like I took a lot of those classical writing, a lot of writings that I was coming from at 2003. I mean, 200, 300 years old. So that's before I was born. And I did that so they couldn't say I made this stuff up. You see what I'm saying? If it were here 200 years before me, and then it's just like a revised version of a Bible. You know, in the original version, like for example, the Geneva Bible 1599 mentioned the term more. But then the King James Version take it out and they change the term more to Ethiopian. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing when you deal with these books. If you go back to the older sources, all them scholars, though they was different, bro, though they might have been way across the here over there, Britain there, they were saying the same thing, bro. They agreed upon everything. But when you get down later into these years where we at, this is what you see them trying to revise that history and tell you that one word that meant this, now it mean that and that and that and that. And so you get tangled in that web. Go ahead, brother.
If you could sail on a ship, you leaving Spain,
Mm-hmm.
and you reach Morocco, and
That's
the people is called Moors.
That's right.
You don't call them nothing else but what they call.
That's right.
So for somebody in the future, how can you know that you didn't give them no substitution name?
That's right.
Okay, them people who discovered or left Morocco went across Africa, King Henry the Navigator.
That's right.
When the Portuguese and the Spanish made it to India and made it to the Philippines, the people was calling themselves Moors.
The same thing, bro. You right. You right. In India, you know, Ashoka, when he set up the dynasty over there, because he was the one that came later on, and they called it the Mauryan Empire, but the word Mauryan mean Moors, just like you saying, bro, in India.
Yeah.
You know, and like you say, in the Philippines and the islands, the Maori people, they still called the same thing. And that's what I was showing them, bro. Everything you saying, I showed it to them in the paperwork. You know what I mean?
So it'll be better for them to claim the people from India because they are indigenous people. The indigenous people of India connect to the Bible because the people of India, their philosophy is all in the Bible. The Greeks say that the Hebrews was from India, Hindu philosophers. And that is true. They came from Hindu Kush, Bactria. When one researched the statues of the Buddha and see that Buddha have, I'm gonna show a picture.
Oh, I know Buddha look just like us, brother.
Look, I'm gonna show you where the white people connection with the Buddha.
Let me stop sharing my screen because I want to try to share you. Well, you I want to share your measure up here. You can share it right now from your phone while I'm on here because I'm about to share.
Can you see my picture?
I see your picture, yeah. But
that's why I'm sharing my picture.
Okay.
You gonna just change my camera?
Oh, you gonna just change your picture on the camera?
Yeah, I'm showing it on the camera.
Okay, let me go right here. Let me make sure. I'm trying to get in here and make sure. Okay, there we go. Let me share it. Okay, I see your picture on the phone right now.
Okay, you see my camera, my live feed camera?
No, it ain't showing that. It's just still showing your picture.
Okay, I'm gonna ask for you to
share share video. Okay, let's see. Oh, there you go. I see it turned to the side. Right.
Okay. This black. This part right here.
Mm-hmm.
The hair, the structure. But this part right here, this sun, this is Indo-European.
Mm-hmm.
This is Apollo.
Right.
This statue of Buddha is Horus.
Right. It's
the sun is the Greek version of Apollo. Every time you see a sun disc, that's Apollo.
Right. The ones they
that's
mix
how,
in.
That's how the Greek influence other cultures.
Right.
All the old images of the Buddha did not have the sun image.
Mm-hmm. So that's the Indo-European version of it. I got you.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, I see the drawing. You know.
Yeah.
I see that drawing. Yeah. But yeah, it's a grand drawing, man. We're gonna have to link up again because I got to get ready to check into my class, man. But brother,
Okay.
it's been a grand bill, you know, with this special measure that you brought forth. You know what I mean? It don't get no plainer than that right there. We got to do it again. We got to build. We got to keep teaching the people. We got to keep guiding the people and giving the people the truth, brother. You know, so it's all love, brother. You did a grand job, and make sure you share this demonstration, bro. Because I'm gonna keep sharing it myself.
I'm gonna take the link and I'm gonna put it on my YouTube channel so my people could view the information.
Right.
And I'm gonna share it on Facebook. I'm gonna get this information out.
Right. Right. So okay, well, let the people know, man, where they can find you at too on your YouTube, brother, as well. You know what I mean?
Okay. The YouTube channel is called New. Never in the work and service.
Never in the work.
The way to find it is when you type NGA space WORLD space ORDER. Naga World Order. I was a member of Naga World Order when I was in their back chat, but not no more. I created the YouTube channel for us, but it looked like I'm doing it alone, sharing information. Whatever happened, the information must keep going.
That's right.
You'll find me on YouTube on the Naga World Order, and it direct you to news. Never in the working service.
That's good, brother. And you definitely demonstrated a grand service to our people today, brother, bringing us the truth. Our people can rest easy now. And like I told them, when I put the caption out there, man, on that flyer, you play with the bull, you're going to get the horn every time. You know what I mean? And so now we know everything been exposed, brother. You showed the truth. You stood on the truth. And we look forward to hearing more from you. You know, you're welcome to this platform to come forth and build anytime, brother, and you a brother. You know, we bridge the gap in here today. You know what I mean? You know, I don't see you as my opposition. You my brother. You know, so
you my brother. I didn't ask you what your faith is. That's not my concern. Some people like, is you a Hebrew? What do you believe? What is your area of study? I'm like this. I want to know. I don't want to believe. I want to know. I want to know every culture, every people. I want to be able to solve problems. How can I solve a problem when I don't know if it's a problem in the first place?
That's right. That's right. And see, I'm gonna say something. What you just said was powerful, right? Because in our body, that's what they're like. What's your belief system? Da 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 da. You got all this stuff, and I'm telling them, I'm like, bruh, in our teaching, in the Moorish Holy Quran, I say we draw from all books. You know what I mean? I say we draw from Hinduism, Buddhism, Confucius teachings, Egyptian. We draw from everything, meaning the maxims of Tahotep, all of the truths that make man better. You know, so we ain't coming at one from a religion or oppositional standpoint. And that's why I told him, I say that's what we call Islamism. It ain't like the Arab version of Islam. You know, because they don't draw from everything. They draw from straight from the Quran, and that's it.
So in Aruba culture, it's a proverb that I took. Y'all hear me? I hope y'all hear me well. I took this proverb. I'm not claiming that culture.
Gotcha.
I took some information and I hold it dear. I don't know how to pronounce it in their language, but in English, what they were saying is religion is character. If you say you're a Christian and you show me hate, when I hear the word Christian, all I know is hate, because the characteristic of Christian will be hatred. If I know someone who is a Muslim or a Jew and they show love to me, it's their character, it's their individual character. Say, hey, this Christian right here is good to me, but this Christian right here is bad to me, because their religion is their action, their ideas, action, and what change they bring forth. Like, if I come to you and if I was a Hebrew and you were Moor, and I started like, oh, you a devil, you a Moabite, you this, you a Hamite, you this, so much name. Forget you not even worrying about my religion or the teaching or any knowledge that I know. Now your focus on, man, this person is coming with hatred. This person is attacking me. This person don't want to know me. This person is got a vendetta on me without even fully knowing me. So that is their religion. That is their culture. That is who they is. They are fundamentalists.
That's right. That's right, brother. You know, and I'm gonna give you something that's a powerful measure I came across, and I ain't never really mentioned this one. There's a measure out here dealing with what they call the Mari stone, right?
Yeah.
And the Mari stone is said to be a stone that actually represents the life force. You know, it represents the life force, but they said that this Mari stone was actually given to the all black people. That's powerful, right? Because if we go back to the root word Mari, it go to Moors. So this would be like a Moorish stone, so to speak, right? And it said that this particular stone was really symbolic to the inner spirit, you know, of the individual. And so if this stone was given to the all black, this Mari stone, right? It remind me of our people who are all calling themselves black. You see what I'm saying? Looking for their identity. But the Mari is the life force. The life force is Mari. Mari also means the sun, which is Amun. You see what I'm saying? And so that made me think about that. And last but not least, I linked that stone to a passage in the Moorish Holy Quran where Noble Drew Ali said that we must build ourselves upon a sure foundation stone. So if we can get all of our people that think that they are Negro, black, colored, whatever they is, to get outside of the religious game banging, to get outside of the conflict and the beefing with each other over the doctrine like you was just talking about, we can stand upon a sure foundation, a stone of understanding, and really unite our people. Because what's causing us to fall is not a lack of finances and money, it's a lack of unity.
Yeah.
And I say it all the time. You can get 1 million us to come together with just $1, brother. That's $1 million easy. So we see the problem ain't the money. The problem is a lack of unity. Because if you get 1 million together,
some people like, oh, the enemy is gonna come in and try to destroy stuff.
That's what they holler, right?
How can an enemy destroy a plan when there is no plan?
That's right. That's how they think. The enemy gonna do this. We can't do that because they gonna do this. We gotta stop thinking like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just want you, you know, to say honest to your brother, and in the greetings of departure, the ancestor, Ngwa Jet Sanel. That's life, health, and prosperity be upon you, my brother. You know what I mean? And I look forward to bringing you back, brother. This was a grand bill, and I'm pretty sure that, you know, you're going to get a lot of views on this here. Because this is what our people want to see. They tired of seeing, you know, blood and gore, so to speak. They tired of that Colosseum, you know, Greek type of demonstration. You know, people going to war with this information. It's killing our people while they dying already. You feel me?
And I'm going to send you a link to my YouTube channel in your back chat. Okay. But I'm going to see you later.
All right, brother.
Peace. And talk to you after the show.
Yes, sir. Peace and love, my brother.
Peace and love.
Grand Bill. Well, all right, family, you heard it. You know, it is what it is. It's out there, and hopefully, you know, this can give our people a basis when we hear, you know, about, you know, this so-called people calling themselves Bantu Naga Kushites, because you seen it. I showed you, went all the way back over to them ones in Igbo. They right there, they still messaging me right now, you know, because I asked them that question. You know, the brothers and sisters in Africa, man, it don't take much to get them stirred up and waking up. You know, we need to learn something from that, you know. But I really love the drawing that me and the brothers just built upon, because that's how you have a bill and people can get something out of it. So if you new to my channel and this your first time watching it, whether you're looking at it live or you look at it later, you know, feel free to subscribe to my channel, you know, so we can take you into a grander drawing, because at the end of the day, self-determination is where we going with it. You already know. You know, I'm partial of the Moorish American government, you know, and this is what we out here to build. You know, I give honors to every one of our people. You know, it don't matter what you stand on. If you from the MST of A, there's no hatred toward our family. But the truth is the truth. If you from the NOI, there's no hatred toward our family. The truth is the truth. We can sit down here and reason with the truth, you know, and grow from it, because that's the only way we're going to heal. You know, so that being said, family, I just want to say gratitude, you know, and keep doing the grand work, you know, of leading our people and guiding our people, you know, doing whatever it is that the Most High has put in you, you know, to uplift your people and take them to a higher level of consciousness. Because if not us, then who? You know, who gonna teach our people if we don't teach them? You know, don't nobody care about us like we do. You know what I mean? So at this particular time, you know, we're gonna take our Moorish kin to the next level, you know, with a grand drawing. And to the next time, we just say Islamism without the schism, and peace, love, and law at all costs.
I'm a stepper, I'm a slide, I'm all in. For my people, I'm a ride, I'm all in. I'm done appearing your provider until the end. And I put it on my family ties, I'm destined to win. I'm a stepper, I'm a slider, I'm all in. For my people, I'm a ride, I'm all in. I'm done appearing your provider until the end. And I put it on my family ties, I'm destined to win. Generational wealth that breathes freedom of death. But this is holy breath, so I'm freeing myself. I got knowledge of self and a hell of a breath. Keep a positive vibe, strategic when I step. You went against the grain and you slandered my name. Betrayed our sacred trust and brought us both shame. I'm talking pure pain. How could you envy me? I was my brother's keeper. How could you do this me? I heard your solid hits and all that sneak dissing. This is God's plan. You plotted but you missed me. So as I unfold, witness my success. I'm a phoenix in flight, fearless in the face of death. So while I'm still here, I'm applying pressure. I know these devils jealous, and my enemies are zealous. I keep my head on the swivel, even though I'm really careless. This scimitar's for the beast, so don't get beheaded. I'm a stepper, I'm a slider, I'm all in. For my people, I'm a rider, I'm all in. I'm done appearing your provider until the end. And I put it on my family ties, I'm destined to win. I'm a stepper, I'm a slider, I'm all in. For my people, I'm a ride, I'm all in. I'm done and fury, you'll provide until the end. And I put it on my Valentine's, I'm destined to win. Whatever happened to the love we open enemies? My only vision of unity's vivid memories. I used to feel that the struggle was the bond that made us brothers. Why must we fight on each other? In the end, we all suffer. Crabs in the trap, falling by climbing, reaching for freedom. But our future seeds are dying young, it's a shortage of leaders. I just buried my comrade, and he used to serve the people. Then I watched the people betray him and justify the evil. Even though the angels are present, demons are in the sky. They contemplating on my demise, and this I can't deny. My ministry of death is immortal love divine. The infinite will of Allah, and the seventh of the time. Last of a dying breed, but I'm willing to sacrifice. Yeah, these are trying times of affliction, many stripes. Every passion of my life is to be a living legend and lead my people to liberation, cause I was destined. Peace and love, family. We love you. Salute.